Hey everyone, it's Nixie, and today I want to show some games into the other wizard, Osillo, who used to not be good, but I guess he's starting to do pretty well now. So I want to show you some gameplay into him, because I think that Dory is pretty favored into this matchup, as long as they don't assemble their combo pieces really early, because they have so many no blocks, which could lead to us just running away with the game with getting a lot of counters. I do know some Osillos are starting to run D-reacts, but most of the time, it's not enough to stop all our counters because, again, they have so many no blocks. So before we get into the game, I do want to say thank you for watching, as well as my patrons for always supporting me. Always means a lot, and happy to make more videos for all you watching. So with that, let's get straight into some games. Alright, this first game is gonna be using a deck list that's a little bit older, when I was first starting to play with high seas cards, but the play style and play pattern is very similar to what I'm doing now, so I still want to show you some of the games I played. And you can see here that I am just going to be cutting to 60 with no rune, because I don't want to be pitching for anything. I just want to be racing. And I also want to go first because I don't want to leak any arcane damage into me, and I'm hoping that they're stuck with a lot of no blocks. So here we're going to start, and we see that we have a pretty decent hand with Provoke and Glint and Twinning. So I'm hoping that I hit here. And we're going to swing, and they're going to just discard already from their ability. And they're going to block with one card. If they're only blocking with one card, it makes me think that they don't have any D-reacts or any other cards to block this, so I'm just going to pump it over by one with the nip that we draw. And we do hit. So this is good. So we're just going to then get a resource here with Vigor, pump with Bracers, and then we're going to just swing by pitching our Provoke. I want to keep twinning because I do probably expect to be able to get some kind of go against source, and I'll be able to keep our counters. So one of Arsenals of Twinning if we can. And they no block this, so we get another, so we get a counter. That means that they're just stuck with a lot of instants, so this is fine for us. And they're gonna shock us here for some damage, and that's fine. We'll take it because we got to leak more damage than they were able to block out. Our turn, we draw up, and we have Unsheath with a Twinning and Arsenal, so this is all good for us. So we could block with one card if you want to here, but don't need to. And they play a Channel Lightning Valley into Mind Warps, and we don't have AB, so we can't stop this. So that's fine. And unfortunately, we lose our Unsheath, so that's not that great for us. But we have a hit and run, so that's fine. So we're going to play hit and run to get a Gogan, and with the 2 Vigor we don't have to pitch anything, so that's almost like having a yellow, so that's, you know, totally fine. And we're gonna swing here, and they're not gonna block at all, which is fine for us. So we're just going to use Blade Flurry to get some damage in, and we're gonna make some Vigor. And then we're going to pump with Bracers here to make a break point of 7 and swing again. Okay, and they no block this, so that's good. We get a second counter, but at the same time it does make you kind of worried that they're going to come in with some kind of big attack, which will be not great. So here they're going to come in with Flittering, and they do have Channel Lightning Valley up. So we're going to want to block this for our very first attack. At the same time, I feel like it could be a bait because they're going to go so wide that we can't block it out. So I'm just going to opt to not block here. And looking back, I think that was the wrong choice because they play out another Channel Lightning Valley and they're going to draw 2 cards. So that's kind of nasty for sure. But since we let the first one through, we're pretty much not going to block at all. And just crossing fingers that they don't have Mind Warp because our hand is pretty juiced, I would say. We have a Glistening, and Unsheath, and also a Twinning in Arsenal. So we're gonna be able to swing twice for sure. So I'm hoping that they don't have Mind Warp and we could keep our hand. But unfortunately, they do have a Mind Warp, so we lose our cards. But you know what? That's not terrible because we got Supremacy. So we're just gonna swing here, and we're gonna pitch Jagged so we have a Glint left, and we're gonna be able to play that, and then play a Twinning if they ever block. So almost guaranteed we swing twice unless they block with their equipment and have a sink. But no blocks, so we're gonna play Glint. Draw. I'm gonna pay for Vigor here. And swing again. Now, if they don't block this, I am tempted to play out my Twinning here to then break Refraction Bolters and swing again. Because that'll be presenting lethal. And that would definitely strip cards from them. But it looks like they are gonna block this out, which means that we don't get a counter and draw, but that's fine with us. That means that they probably can't kill us next turn. And we have a whole equipment suite, so if they throw some physical damage, we'll just block it out. Yeah, we'll just block this with equipment. And they're gonna do some arcane damage, which we can't stop, so we let that go. Now we have 2 Twinnings and a lot of sources of go again, so I think this might be just game here. Alright, so I think we're just gonna let this go and hit and then break Bolters after. We could do that. Or we'll just play Glint now. And we do opt to play Glint, but looking back, I think it's better to just break Bolters first because they're most likely going to block the second attack, and then Glint will get extra value because they'll end up blocking. But I choose not to. So instead, I'm just gonna play Glint, not draw anything, hit, then I will play Trot Along to swing again. And now here, this is coming for 5 go again, so they're most likely gonna have to block. Alright, and they overblocked by 1. I'm gonna just play a Twinning, swing again. Alright, we're gonna play our second Twinning, and then break Bolters, and we'll swing one more time. I think that was what, 4 swings we did? Pretty good. So it looks like they won't be able to block this out, and we are going to win the game here. So yeah, I think, you know, they were able to pressure pretty well, and they kind of stripped some combo cards that we had with like a pretty big Mind Warp. But even then, they couldn't block out anything really. So we were able to just rack up counters. They never got a chance to reset, and the game was just over within like 4 turns. So that's how this game goes. But that was really fast, so let's do one more game with a more recent list. Alright, so we're gonna run the same layout of having 60 cards here. We are gonna have Arcane Compliance in the deck because we do want to maybe snipe that Mind Warp if we can, and also run no rune again, and just completely erase. In this matchup, we don't win the die roll, so we're gonna be forced to go second. So I'm expecting to get sniped by some arcane damage here and there. Our first hand does not have a go against source, so that's not good. And I don't have any arcane barrier, so I can't pitch into anything. So this is actually not looking that great. I would hate to pop Refraction Bolter's turn 0. They're gonna play Glyph Overlay, and we can't stop this damage, so it's free damage for them. And we're gonna be stuck with our hand, which sucks. Right, on our turn, we're just gonna try to press damage through. And even if they don't block this, I don't think we're gonna pop Refraction Bolters just yet, because I think that's a little bit too aggressive. But maybe you need to in this matchup. That might be too passive, so since they're not gonna block at all, I am gonna opt to just break our bolters here and be very aggressive. The nice thing is that we do have Iron Song response with one floating, so if they perfect block this, we could still pump it and make a Vigor token if it hits. So it's kind of nice, but it is kind of sad that we had to pop Refraction Bolter so early into the game. Again, this matchup is a complete race, so I do want to be pressuring counters every single turn if I can. And they are going to perfect block this, so we're going to play out response. They don't have a D-react, thankfully, so we are going to make a Vigor, and we're going to get a counter as well. Next turn, we do draw into a go again, so we definitely want to play that trot along and not block with it. And looks like the opponent is going to just zap us here. And we can't stop it, so we're going to take all that damage. But it's no Mind Warp, so it's fine. So on our turn, we're going to start by playing Trot Along. They're going to do their Osillo ability and discard a Blink because they are hoping to draw into a blocking card. And we don't have to pitch anything because we have 2 Vigor tokens. And the opponent is going to try to block us out, which is very surprising, but they probably don't want us to start running away with the game. So we're going to have our Overpower played to go over here by 2. And they are going to Somersault to get some cards back, so we know this is going to hit at least. So we're going to hit. And we're not going to opt to make a Vigor because we do want to Arsenal the Jagged Edge. And we're going to swing again. Since they got 2 cards back, they're probably going to use it to block this out, which is fine, so we won't Goro counter, but they don't have a turn. So I'm just hoping that we draw into a go against source. And thankfully we do. So we're going to first play out our Warrior's Valor here. We're going to come in and swing for 7 damage, which is pretty tough for Osillo to block out unless they have a D-react, because they already use up 2 of their equipment to block. Osillo is just going to use their ability. Not block, so I'm guessing that they are gonna try to block out the second hit if they can. I'm gonna just make a Vigor here, and then I have a choice of sending CNC or just attacking with the weapon again. I really want to prioritize increasing my Dawnblade counter, so I am just going to pump with bracers and just swing and see if they block this out. And if they don't block it out, I'm just probably gonna play out my Jagged so I could Arsenal the Command and Conquer. So if there's a turn that they ever try to reset, I could hopefully have a go against source and then send CNC right after. So they choose to not block, so I could not play Jagged and make a Vigor, but I'd rather push damage here and then Arsenal Command and Conquer. So I have a better turn next turn. And, you know, 1 Vigor is already pretty good, so I'm fine with this. And now we're above by 20 health, so we're feeling pretty good right now. Here, they're gonna come in with Ghana Flash, and I'm gonna start blocking with equipment because this probably could be their pop-off turn. So they are going to break their boots, so this definitely is their pop-off turn. So I'm hoping that they don't have a Mind Warp at the end, but there's a pretty good chance they will. So I'm gonna start blocking with cards to preserve health, because if they come in with a big Mind Warp at the end, it could just end up killing me. So we're gonna start just blocking out here. It looks like there's no Channel Lightning Valley, which is good for us. And since I know they don't have a Channel Lightning Valley, I feel like I could live and they won't be able to kill me, so I'm not gonna block anymore. And they're gonna come in with some kind of arcane damage at the end. Sure, it's just pretty big, but nothing too crazy. And we're gonna just swing here for 5 from their Vigor token. And we're gonna then play Glint to get go again. Alright, that hits. We're not gonna make any grains here because I wanna play hit and run, pitch our blue, and then swing, and we'll have 2 resources left then to end with CNC. So this will come in for 5 and 6 and then another 6. So 17 damage, getting a counter and disrupting Arsenal, which is pretty big. They have to think that I have a reaction Arsenal that could end up killing them. So there's a chance that they end up blocking this. It looks like they're gonna disrespect us and just block with Tunic. Not even the headpiece. Interesting. So we could have just killed them, but they're gonna live at 3, and then we're gonna finish them off with a CNC. And there they just fold because they only had 1 blocking card left. So, yep, that was the game. Very quick, very aggressive matchup. It was good that we broke bolters in the beginning because we really needed that counter to start off the game. So I think it was a good choice to do that. Normally against even like Syndra, I don't like to do that. But in this matchup, because they have so much damage that I can't block with the arcane damage, I just want to be racking up counters as soon as possible. So if you are stuck in the same situation, I suggest blocking with bolters early so you could break it anytime. But anyway, that was the games. I put this matchup probably 75% in favor for us. It is pretty high, but just those no blocks is so punishing for opponents that lets us rack up counters. So I'm pretty happy when I run into this matchup. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.